Hi, my name is Maree Gifkins and I live in New Zealand in a town called Waipakarau, and I've been a natural therapist for about 25 years now, and I mainly specialise in the bone structure of the feet, realigning them and bringing them back into their more correct position. I'm working with things like flat feet, high arches, bunions, twisted toes, and all those wonderful things. So that's working with the structure from the feet up. And I've had great success with that over the years, and then you learn all sorts of other things as well. Anything to help people to get back on their feet and get going in life again, which led me last year to Spooky2. And I'm just so excited about Spooky2, and it's so simple and straightforward, and the people are so helpful, and I'm still new with it and I'm still learning. And I would like to share with you some of my experiences. And to start with, some of these equipments are thousands of dollars. And when I came across the Spooky2, I just loved their idea and their morals, their moral compass, and just the way they even keep contacting you, if you have an issue. And all the training that comes with it, and the videos that I enjoy watching and learning as well. So I'm still learning about all the bits and pieces, and there's lots to go with it, but I'm having a lot of fun with it as well. And initially I got it to help my husband with the shingles. He was suffering badly with the shingles, and to help bring the viruses back under control. And he's doing so much more better now, and we also changed his diet as well. And it just all helps and aids to getting a person back on track again. And even with myself and my energies, and bringing things back so we have balance. I also quite enjoy the cold laser, and I do like the twin ones. And I will be seen with one up my nose and one in my ear. To do one side, because quite often when you've got something going on, it's usually one side. It's not very often it's equal on both, but I'll do one side. And the relief from straight away, it was just amazing, and how quickly it just brought the inflammation down and the swelling that was going on, and it just pulled it right down, and you could breathe easier and blow your nose easier and get things out that you don't want there. And so the cold laser I would recommend to anybody. And I even would shine it on the lymph area and the thyroid. Wear your glasses, sunglasses. But all those things help. It does penetrate in, a few centimeters in, and the thyroid is there nice and close. And I also was looking through it. There's so many programs in the Spooky2 software. It's incredible. And I'm still learning more and more, and still stuff keeps coming out as well. But I did notice that there wasn't any bark flowers in the programs. And I've been using bark flowers for about 25 years. And I first used them on my youngest son, who started to have trouble not wanting to go into the water and take his togs and swim at school. And plus we had a pool at home as well. And he hadn't had an accident, he hadn't had a near drowning, and so I couldn't understand where the fear was coming from. And I had heard at that stage about the bark flowers, so I went into the health shop and asked them about it. That I knew it worked with the emotions, but I didn't quite know how it all worked. So she explained to me that yes, it works on the emotional state of the mind. It's not a drug. It's not something you get addicted to. It just works very gently, and it takes about 3 days to kick in. And that there was 2 there for fear. And because I didn't know, there was fear of the known and fear of the unknown. And we didn't know what he was afraid of. So we went for the unknown. And so she made it up for me. And a 5-year-old, it's 2 drops under the tongue, 3 times a day. How easy is that? And I tell you, by the second day, I didn't tell him what it was for, because how do you tell a 5-year-old this is going to work with your emotional state and your mind? It's like he just opened his mouth and Mum put the drops in. And within, yeah, by the second day, he was back putting his head underwater again. And it just blew me away that there were things out there that could help so easily. So from then on, I was quite a firm believer in the bark flowers. But it caused an issue with the Spooky2 software where it didn't have the bark flowers in there. And it's like, no. So I searched and found the frequencies, and I've put together 4 folders to help support with the bark flowers, because there's many different bark flowers. There's ones for anger, there's one for feel as if you're being used like a doormat, there's ones for the white chestnut for the mind going round and round in circles and you can't quite come back. So it just helps bring that balance back into your state of day-to-day living. And there's one for walnut, which is for breaking links, or if there's any major changes going on in your life, like moving house or changing religions, or going through puberty or menopause. So that's a very good one for breaking those links or changes going on in your life. And then there's one for the white chestnut, which is your mind going round and round in circles. Oh, I said that one, didn't I? And so there's olive for mental exhaustion, and there's quite a few different ones. And so I have put it all in the program. Hope you'll look that one up, because I found that it's so simple, just putting it on remote even, and within 2 days the person's starting to feel better. And even when I tried it on ourselves first, my husband and I, within 2-3 days we were like looking at each other and going, oh, I love you, I love you. And it was like, not that we weren't loving each other, but it just brought that love back up again, and it felt really nice. And it's like, and that's the beauty of the bark flowers. It's promoting love, it's promoting wellness, it's promoting those good thoughts. And so I've used it with a few friends as well, even a lady who had anxieties, and she hadn't had them for many years, since she was in her 20s, and she's now in her 50s. And all of a sudden the anxiety started, and she was afraid of driving in a car and going somewhere. It wasn't the where she was going, it was the actual driving which was giving her the anxiety. And so I said, hey, look, how about we try the bark flowers, and I'll put them in the Spooky2. And she goes, okay, here's my fingernails. And so put them in, and within 2 days she was back on track again. And I leave them in for 2 weeks. I leave it running for 2 weeks, and she hasn't had an anxiety panic attack again. In fact, I saw her today, and that's been now 3 months. And there was like 2 teenagers, and I knew the mum, and the mum was explaining that the boy was going off the rails, about 17, going off the rails, dabbling in some drugs and alcohol, and and they were with the wrong crowd, and she's pulling her hair out, and so she gave me the fingernails of her son and her daughter, and because he was quite an angry young lad as well. And so I put them in, and away they went. And I heard from her about 2 weeks later, and she said, oh, it was 10 days later, that's right. She said that he hasn't had an angry outburst, and that he's wanting to stay home, not wanting to go out and mix with his friends and be exposed to all those things that you don't want them to be exposed to. And so she was so delighted. And I caught up with her about a week ago, and so it's about 2 months later. And she said that his anger has just come right down, and he's just participating in the family a bit more. And so it was just wonderful to get that feedback. And that was just running the bark flower program on the Spooky2 with the fingernails. It's so spooky, isn't it? That is so easy, so cool. And then I had another lady who is having quite a lot of trauma in life, and she asked me to put the bark flowers with her as well. And I said, yeah, of course, by all means. So I put it in, and away it's ticking. And I spoke to her the other day. It's still going at the moment. and she said that she has calmed down. She's feeling more positive and happy to actually go out of the house. So that's a good start. And so, yeah, feel free to, look them up. I think I've put them on the forum now, and that's a good way to help yourself and help your loved ones. And I know I've even put it on for my grandchildren, and they live in Sydney, and just to help out with school and starting back at school for the new year and so forth. So it's very easy to be able to utilize these wonderful tools that we can have in our own backyard, in our own house, and away it goes. Thank you for listening.